Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. Let's see. Thank you for joining me today. Every Monday, 7 a.m., you can find me here for your Monday market update. At this time, I like to kind of give the pulse on what's going on in the real estate industry, how the market is doing. We talk about the inventory a little bit. Sometimes I spotlight a community. I go over the numbers, where we're sitting, how many homes sold. But last week, I went through in detail the number. I looked at June and then kind of where we were at into July so far. So homes are still sitting on the market or selling at about 55 days. That's how long it's taking for a home to sell. The really, really good homes are being sold within 24 hours of it going up on the market. And oftentimes it has multiple offers on that property. So if you're trying to get into buying your first home, you definitely want to make sure that you have a seasoned agent to help you, just because they know the market, they know the community. Oftentimes they're connected in the real estate industry, so they can have those conversations with those agents that may have the listing, as well as they are well versed in contract negotiation. I'm hearing about situations where the agent put in an offer, did not inform their client that what type of market that we're in, that they need to typically bring their highest and best right out the gate. So, as part of today, just want to continue to talk about, the homes and the inventory on the market, because a lot of buyers are becoming a little frustrated trying to find a home because of these multiple offer situation. So, I read something yesterday that said that homes continue to sell at the fastest pace in 2 years. So, within 2 years, we're seeing that homes are selling quicker than ever right now, right? So we have a couple situations that's going on. Actually, over the weekend, I did a how to become a homeowner seminar, and one of the questions that came up was like, what happened to the inventory? This individual felt that it was all due or all related to COVID-19. So we talked about that on Saturday, and I'm just share a little bit about what's going on here with you today. So prior to COVID-19, we had already had an issue with inventory. Inventory was much lower than we would like it, especially as real estate agents. And so we have to take a little time back and think about what was going on in the market, right? So we had a point where 2007, 2008, and then for years after that, where we were dealing with a market that had a lot of foreclosed properties. And so, because those foreclosed properties hit the market, it caused a lot of damage to the housing industry, especially if you were a homeowner. Whereas homeowners that saw value in their home, they had some equity built out into their home. Because of those foreclosures, the mass amount of foreclosures that hit the market, it brought home pricings down just across the country. So when that home values came down, it started to reach a point where some homeowners, they move forward, they end up having to write a check at closing for whatever that difference is. In other cases, homeowners were like, no, I'm not taking a loss on my home. We will just stay, right? So as we move forward and they look at that, these homeowners were seeing that the values of their home were decreasing. So they owed a mortgage on the property, we'll just say for $100,000. But when they looked at their value, maybe at that time it was only worth $80,000. So if they were to try to sell their home, they would be cutting a check for that $20,000 or attempt to do a short sale on the property. So a lot of those owners weren't going to, when you do a short sale, it impacts your credit. A lot of them were like, no, I'm not going to impact my credit, have negative impact on my credit. So I'm just not going to sell. I'm just going to go ahead and stay. So as we move forward through this, it's not overnight when you lose value, it's not overnight that your value would end up coming back. So what ends up happening is a lot of those sellers who would have been sellers decided to just hold on for the next however many years. And so slowly but surely, the market has started to improve over the years following 2000, 8, 9, 10. So, 2015, we started to see a little bit of improvement, and then so on. This momentum was starting to build where home values are starting to come back. So now we reached 2019. And so now that momentum has kind of caught up. Interest rates are still really low. And then, so now buyers are getting a little bit more anxious because the interest rates are so low. Credit is improved over the time. And so now we've caused a situation, because one other thing that I want to talk about in here, when we just look at all of this, is new construction, right? So we really don't look at new construction, how important it is and the impact that it has in the community. So that new construction oftentimes brings in, it's like at the top, right? So you have sellers that typically own a house and they're looking to upgrade or move up, and they will consider new construction. Well, when the housing market also crashed, it caused a situation where new builders had stopped building. The lands, the price for land had gone up, and because the buying market had kind of slowed down for them, many of the new construction builders either closed, or it just completely went out of business. It just completely slowed down for them. So we had a situation whereas there's not enough new construction, so buyers aren't naturally progressively moving into that new construction. And so then those homeowners are staying in their home who would typically move. And then we have this whole funnel building of buyers who are now ready and able to purchase in the market but can't find any homes. So we really started to see the impact of this in 2019, where the inventory started to dry up. As real estate agents, we're looking for at least a 6-month supply of inventory in order to call it more so a buyer's market. And when that inventory goes below that 6 months of inventory, it begins to shift into a seller's market. So all that to say, prior to COVID-19, the inventory was already low, right? So then we had the perfect storm of COVID-19 hitting. And then, so when that happened, you had buyers, it was just like a mix of things going on. You had buyers who were, whoa, wait a minute, but still wanting to buy, right? Didn't know what's going on, but still moving along in the process. But then we have those sellers. The sellers, some of them stayed on the market. Others started pulling their home from the market just because we don't know what's going on here, where everyone's at home. We can't prepare our home for sale. And then you had folks that said, I'm just going to wait. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to wait. So you have a mix. So we already had, prior to COVID-19, a inventory situation. Now, as we move into having COVID-19 and still trying to figure all of this out, it has really impacted and created a bigger situation in terms of inventory. So the projections are saying that we should start seeing more inventory around fourth quarter of 2020. So if you are thinking about buying a home, my best suggestion that I can really give is that you just be a little patient. I know oftentimes buyers get a little frustrated because you have that excitement when you get your pre-approval, you get excited, you're ready to go shop, right? But in this market, you have to be a little bit more patient. Don't go out, don't go buy a car, don't do anything like that. Still, if you want to become a homeowner, still let that be your dream, and just plan that out a little bit better and know that it could take a little bit longer for you to find that perfect home for you and your family. Again, as I was saying in the beginning, you want to make sure that you're working with a seasoned real estate agent, just because this is a seller's market. So you want to make sure that that agent is working full time, because that's very important. If you think that a house is going to pop on the market on Monday and you're going to be able to wait till Saturday to see that property, it's not going to happen, especially if it's a good property. You're going to continue to lose out on it. So you want to make sure that that agent is working in a full-time capacity so that they can get you out to see that property. Before, we were going to see 4 or 5 homes at a time. Now we're seeing 1 and 2 at a time just to get through the process a little quicker. Don't be surprised or afraid if you go out and you start seeing a property right away that you like. It happens. Sometimes you do go into that home, your dream home, maybe that first home that you see. So buyer demand is still up. So you are going to be competing with other folks out there when trying to get a home. So be patient. So something else that I also want to talk about is homeowners, right? So it says on my report, it says 30% of Americans didn't make a full payment in July. 19% made no payment, and 13% made a partial payment. So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about that for anyone that's out there. If you know someone that may be struggling to making the mortgage payment. Oftentimes, this is kind of like a private situation where people may not tell you what's going on. That's why it's so important for you to continue to share the information. You want to make sure and share the information out there so that they are, so they know, right? So doing things like sharing this video with your timelines, because we have a solution for you. Even though unemployment numbers are going down, we are still seeing people who are having problems and issues in the market. So if you know of someone that is struggling, I want to let you know that I am the branch manager at NID Maple Heights. It is a HUD-approved housing agency. So HUD, government agency, they employ people out in the market to run their housing programs. To help people through housing, either for homelessness, for situations of maybe you're facing foreclosure, and even for home buying. If you're looking to buy a home and you're looking for some resources to tap into, all of our services are free, absolutely 100% free. Got to fill out a little paperwork. You know, government, they like paperwork. Nothing hard, just an application that you fill out. And so we can help you save your home. There's a number of options. Oftentimes, many people went into that forbearance. One of the things that they said, it wasn't going to impact your credit. They're seeing that it is impacting folks' credit out there because I guess the way that the credit bureaus, how they operate, they weren't set up to say, no, it's not impacting it. So we can definitely help you with that, improving your credit, getting your credit score back on track, helping you either doing, if you decide you want to do a short sale, may not be necessary, or more preferably a modification on your loan. We can definitely help you with that. You can call 216-228-7174. That's the number to get that assistance there. And then outside of that, the only other thing I want to share with you is Wednesday at 12 o'clock right here. You want to come back and join me. I am going to be talking about Forex trading with, his name is Charles Williams. He quit his full-time job to now do this Forex trading full-time. My timeline is filled with people who are starting to get into this. It's kind of like a day trading, if you're familiar with that. The stock market's on fire right now. And as I know, I sell real estate, work in real estate, but you want to make sure that we are well-rounded, owning a home, investing in real estate, and also investing into the stock market. So Charles will be here Wednesday at 12 o'clock. I'm sharing some information about how he was able to leave his full-time job and to do this. So that is an option. And then Thursday evening at 7 p.m., I am doing a home buyer educate workshop. It is a 2-day workshop. This is a HUD approved workshop. So this will get you that 8-hour certificate that many of the lenders will require for down payment assistance. You have to have oftentimes a certificate that you completed an 8-hour course. So many of the banks require this, and 2 days, it'll be 6 to 8 on Thursday, and then we'll be back on Saturday from 10 to 2. So you can send me a DM and I will send you the link to register for that. Outside of that, if this is your first time joining me, Please come back, join me, like, subscribe to my channel. I provide information like this all the time, give you the latest updates on the real estate market, everything to do with real estate. And I'm also focused in on supporting small local businesses. So I'm always interviewing someone on here. If you have a business you want to share with my audience, please also send me a DM so I can get you on and interview you. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Thank you, Todd, for joining me early this morning. So, all right, guys, have a good day.